Hello and welcome. My name is Salvatore Dossetti. I'm a graduate student at West Texas A&M University, where I'm currently studying business. I'm here today at the Rosenberg Railroad Museum in Rosenberg, Texas. And I'd like to talk to you about a man named Fred Harvey. Who the heck is Fred Harvey? I'm glad you asked. Please join me today as I explore the Railroad Museum and we learn about Fred Harvey. The Rosenberg Railroad Museum was actually modeled after the Union Depot, which was built around 1890. At the end of the Union Depot was a Fred Harvey house. Fred Harvey is said to have run all the restaurants and hotels along the country's largest railroad, the Santa Fe. These restaurants were often called Harvey houses. The waitresses, called Harvey girls, had high job satisfaction. It is said that internal service quality is what drives employee satisfaction. Said another way, the Harvey girls were very happy because they were empowered to provide first-class service. This resulted in better tips and improved employee loyalty. At the time of his death in 1901, Fred Harvey's business had generated 15 hotels, 47 restaurants, 20 dining car operations along the Santa Fe line. But that was just the beginning of Fred Harvey. His son Ford took over the business and expanded its operations extensively before passing it on to his son Freddie. So in this first exhibit, we see some people dining in a rail car. And of course we see fine silverware, linen, and other things that Fred Harvey was known for. Another exhibit in the museum talks about the Harvey Girl Cup Code. Fred Harvey was one of the first fast food restaurants, essentially. He started the first chain along the railroad. And the Harvey girls used this cup code in order to expedite serving the rail cars as they passed through each town. So here we are in Tower 17. Here we have a mechanical device that was used to switch tracks in this area. This machine was in use from 1903 to 2004. I'm here inside the Quebec, a fully restored rail car that was built in 1879, and I'd find no better place than here to sit and talk about Fred Harvey. So, once again, who was Fred Harvey? Well, he was a man who came over from London. He initially settled in New York, where he was a so-called pot walloper, and most people believe he was a dishwasher. Eventually, he moved up and owned his own restaurant in St. Louis, Missouri. While he was in St. Louis, the Civil War was starting, and he had a bad relationship with a business partner, which led to him losing his first restaurant. But eventually, he saw a wonderful opportunity. Fred Harvey was a visionary. He saw that the railroads were heading west, and people didn't have quality food. People didn't have good hospitality. And recognizing this opportunity, Fred Harvey opened up the first Harvey House in Topeka, Kansas. The Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad began to spread into New Mexico, and Fred Harvey was right behind, opening up his next restaurant. Essentially, the Fred Harvey Company was known for civilizing the West. At a time that this country was expanding and moving west, women did not have jobs, and Fred Harvey found a wonderful opportunity. After working with a friend, Tom Gable, he essentially decided to hire women. At that time, they offered women dormitories and a place to stay. They offered them good pay, they offered them uniforms, and they had women come in for contracts for 6 months to a year. In all, Fred Harvey Company employed over 100,000 women. Once again, I just want to thank the Rosenberg Railroad Museum for having me here today. This was a wonderful opportunity and a great place for anybody who's interested in learning more about trains or business or the life of Fred Harvey. Thanks again.